What up, y'all? I had told you I'd try to report from the beach, so I'm gonna do my little video journal. I've got a little minute by myself, but I'm on what I would affectionately call the little Golden Girls trip with my mom and my sister. We're down in Florida. We're in that yonder condo, the lower first level blue one that you saw, and we're right on the beach, so it's been such a perfect trip so far. Easy travel. We have a white Jeep, so we're a bunch of hoes. We've been drinking. Some of us have been on drugs. Sweet. Just the legal stuff, but yeah, it's just been so nice, so fun. Everything's been so delicious and relaxing, and it couldn't be more perfect, honestly. Me and my sister took a proper mikva in the ocean here yesterday, and I did it like a Kabbalistic sort of sense. I submerged 10 times for each dimension of the soul. And I thought about that as I was submerged, and then I tried to stay under for 10 seconds each time, thinking about empowering the dimension that corresponds with, whilst also like releasing anything and purging anything that's like negative shells that shroud the light of that dimension. And so that was great. I'll probably do another one tomorrow. I got roasted. I was like a little lobster. All of the areas that are usually exposed during my usual romping around are fine, but the areas that have been hidden have been like iridescent white, and now they're like red lobster red, and then other areas are still like iridescent white, so now I look like Neapolitan ice cream, so that's good. But yeah, I've been eating a lot of shellfish. Getting ready for Rosh Hashanah, feeling good about that. I've been reading the Mary Magdalene Revealed by Megan Watterson, which is a really great book that kind of gives you an understanding about the Gospel of Mary, and maybe introduces you to the thought that, you know, women actually were intended to be leaders in the ministry. However, you know, it was more of a social, political, you know, misogynistic control, you know, all of the things at the time that are still really prevalent now. So yeah, it's an interesting book, beautiful book, always makes me cry, but so many things that I've already highlighted already in my reread. I love it, but hinting, we finished recently the Gospel of Philip after we've been studying it once a week during our Secret Teachings of Jesus series. And that's been a probably a 1.5 to 2 year study. It was a long one, dense one, a fatty, bobatty one. But now, Gospel of Mary is a pretty small one, and I think that's what we're going to do next, but it's pretty profound, and it goes kind of direct into our soul process. So I'm really excited about it, and I like it too because I have read a little bit about it, so I have a little bit of, like, I guess, ground understanding of, from a literary sense and a theological and an archaeological sense, a little bit about the Gospel of Mary, but I don't think enough to interrupt the flow of the channeling that comes in. You know, Gospel of Philip, we just raw dogged it, you know, in the moment. And I love that because the more I have, you know, done deeper studies with rabbinical commentaries and ancient Christian theologists, it turns out that we've been right on the money with our interpretation. So that's pretty cool. But I value both study and channeling. And I think it's the most profound when those two, you know, when the moments when you find a parallel, when you find, you know, in the readings what you've been intuiting, and vice versa. So I think that's really fun. But so next is going to be the Gospel of Mary, I think, and then I've also been reading the Pistis Sophia, which is super psychedelic, I've always thought. And so dense and so profound, and it's one of those reads where it's like you read it for a few minutes and then you're just exhausted. You have to go back and read it again, and in some parts it's easier to understand than others, but it stretches your consciousness to try to fathom different realms and realms within realms, and different kinds of creatures and beings and all kinds of things like that. So that would be such a cool movie to see made in like a 1980s approach to like big budget sci-fi, but like at the time, like a Total Recall kind of thing. But it's like, so it's set in the cosmos, I think it'd be super cool, set to Bronski beat, but what do I know? So yeah, those are the things that I've been just getting into and studying a little bit, but mostly I've just been staring into the water and just enjoying and being just chilling, just spacing out. Yeah, so it's been really nice. I'm getting ready for Rosh Hashanah. This is the month of Elul, the month of Virgo, where we do Teshuvah. And that is a time of practice of repentance, or returning to the path, getting realigned with the true, authentic self, and letting go of, old things that are ready to be shed, patterns that have been, out of your consciousness, that are coming into your consciousness that you no longer want to fall into, and, just a time to finish this spiritual year strong and figure out, how do you think that, you would have done things differently this year, right? And kind of like try to do the last minute, final exam, last minute corrections, extra credit before Rosh Hashanah, where we get our dry cleaned, brand new, sparkly soul for the year, because we want to go through the next year not having the last year's levels come into the new level, right? We want to really step into this next level, and we're ready to do it. And all the messages has been saying so. So, one more thing I was going to hint around about is that I haven't been doing my regular reels that I was doing daily because I just needed to create some gestation space for creativity to come through, for something bigger and taking things into something more intentional or in a different direction, or I didn't know what was happening. But I think I've been working on a second platform that would hone in on the spiritual concepts we talk about, but in a more concise and searchable way, so that each video is more topic oriented and easier to search and use as a reference guide and an educational tool. So it's like I would still be doing what I do here, which is like channeling sort of like messages that are, I got really always parallel with like the Torah portions of the week and the energy that, is coming through in the moment. But and then, the greater story that's always unfolding. But on this other channel, it would be like more like curriculum-based teachings. So I've been working on that. That's what's been percolating there. So if you missed the videos, you can follow my YouTube channel, where I do like daily episodes every night, which either post by late in the night or early in the morning. So you can catch those on a daily basis if you like my video content. Those usually just go deeper into the concepts that we skim over, during those daily card readings and whatnot. So if you want to follow me there, that is Light Love Magick. Same magic spelling, magic with a CK, like Liz Taylor Magic. It's all just like no underscores or anything, just Light Love Magick on YouTube. And yeah, I'll tell y'all more about this upcoming platform and how to find me and all that when it's ready. Until then, ciao.